Imagine being a kid, laying in bed late at night, when you hear someone slowly walking up the stairs. You pretend to be asleep. They come into your room, stand over your bed, breathing heavily, and then just walk away. But the next morning, the bathroom light is still on. No one in your family turned it on. So who did? I'm Daniel, and this is what happened to me. I was just a kid when this happened, around 8 or 9 years old. You know that age when you start to realize the world isn't as safe as your parents made it seem? That was me. And what happened one night in our old house still sits with me even after all these years. It was a pretty ordinary night, at least at first. I was tucked in bed, but let's be real, I wasn't sleeping. I had a small TV in my room, one of those chunky box ones. I wasn't supposed to use it after 9 p.m., but I had mastered the art of watching it with the volume barely audible and the remote ready to shut it off at any moment. That night, I was watching some old reruns of cartoons. Nothing scary, nothing out of the ordinary, but the vibe felt weird. I don't know how to explain it, like when everything suddenly feels too quiet and you get this gut feeling that something is about to happen. I brushed it off and kept watching until I heard something. Footsteps coming up the stairs. Our house had this very specific creak to the stairs. You could always tell exactly where someone was based on how the wood groaned under their weight. At first, I panicked thinking it was my dad. He always got mad if he caught me up past bedtime. So I quickly turned off the TV and rolled over, pretending to be asleep. The steps didn't stop at the top of the stairs. They kept going. Right into my room. I was laying on my side, facing the wall, holding my breath, eyes squeezed shut. Then I heard it. Heavy breathing. Right above me. I swear to you it was right there, someone standing over me. I didn't dare move. My whole body locked up. Every instinct I had was screaming at me not to twitch, not to breathe too loud, not to do anything that would make this person or thing realize I was awake. I remember counting seconds in my head, thinking it would help distract me. I got to 200 before the sound of the breathing just stopped. I didn't hear the person walk out, no footsteps, just silence. And then suddenly the bathroom light flicked on. I saw it spill into the hallway from under my door. But still, no footsteps going back down the stairs. I laid there, frozen, until the light from the hallway faded as the sun started to rise. When morning finally came, I bolted downstairs. I waited until my mom was in the kitchen to ask, trying to sound casual. "Hey, did you or Dad check on me last night?" She looked confused. No, why? I said something about thinking I heard someone come into my room. She shook her head. We both went to bed early, didn't leave the room all night. Okay, weird, but I could have just dreamed it, right? Except, when I went to the bathroom later that morning, the light was still on. That was the part that made everything feel different. Because I hadn't turned it on, my mom hadn't, and neither had my dad. So who did? Maybe it was just a dream. Maybe I imagined everything. That's what I told myself for a long time. But I've never forgotten the sound of that breathing, or how long they stood there, or the fact that the light was on even after everyone swore they never came upstairs. I've replayed that night in my head 100 times, and it still doesn't make sense. Maybe it was someone breaking in. But how did they get inside? Why would they just watch me sleep? Maybe I was sleepwalking and turned the light on myself. But I don't have a history of sleepwalking. Never did before, never did after. Or maybe something else was in that house that night. Watching me, standing over me, and maybe it left without a trace, except for one little mistake. Leaving the light on. I've moved out since then, and so have my parents. But I sometimes wonder if that house still holds whatever that was, waiting for the next person to stay up too late, watching TV past bedtime. What do you think happened that night? Was it a dream or something more? Let me know in the comments. I read all of them. And if you've ever had a similar experience, please share it. It helps more than you think. Don't forget to leave a like and share this video with someone who needs a reminder. Sometimes the scariest things don't happen in dreams.